Let's talk now about how you plan your container herb garden. If you were to plant a variety of mint that is more aggressive in the same container as a plant that grows in a more, shall we say, reticent manner, this isn't going to bode very well for the latter plant. Hey everyone, how are you? My name's Andy from Urban Herbs, and in this series of videos I'll be sharing my top tips that I really hope will help you take your container herb growing to the next level. Have you tried growing herbs in containers before? Have you encountered issues or things that you're just not quite sure about when growing in a container? Just drop me a comment below with your questions and queries. I'd love to make a video answering your question. Growing herbs in a container is a really good option. You can be really creative with regards to which herbs you choose to plant together in a container, and you can have a lot of fun with this process. Growing herbs in a container is a really flexible option that will allow you to shape your growing space and make it look really cool as well. Aesthetics are important, it's good for the soul. Growing herbs in containers offers you the convenience that you can position the containers next to your house or near to your kitchen, which means that on a cold, rainy evening, you have less distance to travel to harvest delicious ingredients. There are multiple maintenance advantages to growing herbs in a container as well. Ultimately, it's an option that puts you in control. You should have less problems with weeds, and you have easier access for regular maintenance. I'm often asked which herbs can you plant together in a container, and this is a really good question. It's a really good idea to plant herbs together that like similar conditions, and you should also consider the spread of each plant. If you get the conditions right initially, you're going to have a lot of success as you grow your container herb garden. It's actually really important to do a little bit of planning before you get started, as this will lay the foundations for future success. Let's talk now about how you plan your container herb garden. The options are virtually unlimited. You can grow as many herbs together as you want, and this will only be limited by the size of container that you're growing in. The most important advice that I would give to you is to group herbs together within one container that have broadly similar growing requirements. So, for example, plant herbs in the same container that will like free draining, dry, sunny conditions. Straight away, this will make your job of maintaining and providing conditions for these herbs much easier. Alternatively, if you're growing a variety like chocolate mint that will prefer more shady conditions and moist soil, put that in a container on its own where you can create these unique conditions. It's also really important to consider the invasiveness and spread of the herbs that you're planting together in a container. If you were to plant a variety of mint that is more aggressive in the same container as a plant that grows in a more, shall we say, reticent manner, this isn't going to bode very well for the latter plant. When planning your container herb garden, you should also consider the aesthetics. Creating beauty is good for the soul. You should consider how the different plants are going to look as they grow and you plant them together. Herbs are incredibly ornamental plants, and if you consider the eventual aesthetics of the herbs as they grow, you can create a truly ornamental container herb garden that provides you with flavour and aroma. And also, I can tell you from personal experience that you can create gorgeous herb containers using different varieties of thyme alone. There is one last piece of advice that I want to offer you about planning your container herb garden. Whereas it is really important to plan and research, you should never allow this planning process to actually prevent you from going ahead, getting stuck in and getting your hands in the soil, creating a beautiful container herb garden. Sometimes it's important to just go ahead, to have a go, and you will learn so much as you go. Don't focus on your failures. Always remember that when you are growing these beautiful plants, you are encouraging and creating life. Seriously, please don't focus on your failures. Get stuck in, have a go, you won't regret it. That being said, I really hope that this video is encouraging you to do a little bit of planning before you start creating your container herb garden, and do the planning that will set you up for success.